guys, welcome back to the Toks podcast. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, and I hope you guys are having an amazing week so far. And this is week 2 of our 3-week coaching series. As I told you guys last week, I have been seeing a lot about coaching. Everywhere you turn, hire a coach, become a coach, why you need a coach, get a coach. Even as recently as Friday, I found out about a whole new genre of coaching to me called creativity coaching. I kid you guys not. My mind was blown, but it never ends. I guess that's the best way to do it. And it's in every corner of the internet, everywhere you turn. So what I wanted to do was set out to help you guys get clarity when it comes to coaching. Understanding what it is, what to look for, and what to consider if you want to hire a coach or even become a coach. So last week was all about what you need to consider before hiring a life coach. And this week, week 2, is all about business coaching and what you need to consider when you decide to hire a business coach for their services to help you grow, expand, begin, whatever it is for your business. So after doing some research, the definition I found most encompassing of what a business coach represents is one that I found on Forbes. It's kind of a very long sentence, so I'll try to read it slowly and hopefully not stumble over it. But what the sentence says is that it's about helping real business owners grow real businesses as a result of discovering breakthroughs and implementing proven best practice systems and processes, many of which are often too complex and difficult to implement without proper coaching and mentorship. So it's about the business, it's about the growth, it's about the systems in place. Maybe systems that you don't have in place, but you need in place to hit whatever growth objectives you have in your business, right? And when I think of the last little section that says many of which are often too complex and difficult to implement without proper coaching and mentorship, the term complex here, I interpret it to mean a difficult concept to grasp. So something really something really confusing or above your purview, right? Many business owners are especially in the beginning stages, many entrepreneurs are doing everything themselves. And there comes a point in that growth where you're like, I know I made a little website on my own, but I'm not really tech savvy. Maybe I should hire someone to do this because the level that I need is above my level of knowledge. So it's complex. But the difficult aspect of it is something that I look at as the ability to step outside of your business and see what your business needs. And that can be very difficult because when you're invested in something, there's this love of it, and sometimes that love can be very blinding. You'll think everything's perfect, everything's good. The ideas you have are great. You don't want to let things go. And it can be difficult to see the gaps because you're in the middle of it. It's hard to see when you're in the middle of it. And that's where a business coach can come in because they're looking at it from an objective outside perspective. They have no emotional attachments to your baby. They didn't invest their last $500 into a website to create it. They don't have any emotional attachment. They're literally just there for what are your goals? What are your objectives? And I'm going to help you see things in ways that you may not be able to see because you're just too close to it. So personally, I believe that at any stage of your business where you feel stuck, where you feel confused, or you feel like you've hit a plateau, that's a great time to hire a business coach. I do not believe that you need to start with a business coach. I don't think there's a pinpoint time. Like some people might say that when you're starting a business and you're about to invest a lot of money, hire a coach. That could work for some people. And for some people, it's, I want to ride through the wild, wild west until I can't make it anymore. And when I see that I can no longer make it on my own, then that's when I think that that's a worthy investment. So it's really something that you need to decide when it's best for you and your business. I'm not gonna necessarily preach in any direction because many businesses are different and unique, and our skill sets are different and unique. Some of us need help with the head start, with the implementation, whereas some of us are implement giants and we need help with the sustainability, right? So, and there's no business that's too big for a business coach, because as you said, it's about or as I said in the in the definition, it's about implementing proven best practice systems and processes. And that's refining at the end of the day. So even on Amazon that is garnering billions, if not trillions of dollars, I believe, yes, trillions of dollars, there is absolutely places that there can be a little bit more refining, a little bit more tweaking. Is it shipping? Is it packaging? Is it delivering? Is it handling returns? There's always a process that can be improved. And the reason why that is because technology and life is constantly growing and evolving. So the best way to build a car in 1930, the most patented, the newest creation and the newest technology. If that company, let's just say Ford, I think they were around during that time, if they had decided this is the best thing ever and this is what we're going to use forever and we're never going to change it because we're making money and we're shipping out these 12 cars a day, it's great. In 2021, they probably would have stopped existing by 1980, if we're being honest, right? So that's where a business coach sometimes comes into play, because when you're in the midst of your business, you're not necessarily able to keep up with the trends, keep up with the new things that could be of benefit to the work you're doing because you're busy doing the work. And having that person from the outside really look in can be so beneficial. But with that being said, information overload. There's so many people out there. How do you decide and pick the best business coach for yourself? And I'm here to help you as per usual. And I've come up with 6 considerations before you hire a business coach. This is, of course, not all encompassing, but I think if you really pay attention to this 6, it will help you really weed out the people who are going to be most ideal to work with you in your business and the people who won't, because there are just so many people. There is so much information out there, so many guarantees, so many people promising you the world, and it gets hard to figure it out. So, I have 6 considerations for you. And the first consideration is, what level of business are you at? You need to be honest with yourself here. If your business is a startup that is generating $0 a year and you're in the negative, you need to know this. It's very important, because the type of coach you need to go for is one who works with seed companies, like someone that's just coming up. You do not need to hire a coach who specializes in working with executives and companies that make $1 million. It might sound good because in their advertising pitch, they might say, get your business to 7 figures. But if you really pay attention, maybe that business is already at 6. So or high 6s, let's just say, and it's just a little leap, right? So it is absolutely important that you're honest with where your business is at, because if you do not understand where your business is at and what level you're starting from, you might end up with a coach who is not equipped to handle what you want, or the program that you enter into. If it's not a one-on-one coaching, if it's more of like a group coaching program or a course, you might end up in a course that will give you a bunch of information that might be absolutely useful, but 5 years from now. But today you need to do the things you need to do to get to that 5-year place and that 5-year growth, right? So it's very, very important that you know what level your business is at. The second consideration is, what results are you looking for? This might sound simple. It might even sound irrelevant, but ask yourself, what am I looking for in my business? And what do I think a business coach can help me with? If you just say, I want to make money, how? Are you selling something? Are you providing a service? Are you creating a new product? Are you selling an idea? What are you doing? So understanding the results you're looking for is very important. If your business is making money, but you can't, there are some months where you make $500 and then another month where you make $6,000 and then another month where you make $42 and you don't really understand why. You can't pinpoint what the difference is. Maybe what you're looking for in your business is someone to do analytics for you, to really assess your business, to see where you're having issues with your sales funnel, what you're doing, and how to productively get you to the goal you have in mind. And that what you're looking for there is someone who can really like analyze. Whereas if your issue is marketing, maybe you don't necessarily need the analysis. It'll come along, but you need to get the marketing in order. Maybe you need to create your opt-in, the thing that you're going to use to collect emails, because that's what's most important to your business right now. And you need to get a trusted, loyal fan base so that then you can start selling them stuff. Or maybe you have an email list of 600 people, but you have nothing to say to them. You have this email list and now you're looking at all of these potential clients who, with the click of a button, you can get information to them, but you have no information to give. So maybe you're looking for someone to help you create your main course, the one selling point that you're going to have for your business. Maybe you're looking for someone to help you create your ebook. Maybe you're looking for someone to help you scale. So understanding the results you're looking for will really save you a lot of time, because not all business coaches are created equal. And that in no sense of the word is offensive or meant to be offensive. What it means is that everybody has their skill. There are some people who will say, I will take you from 0 Instagram followers to 10,000 Instagram followers in 3 weeks with my posting schedule and whatever skills I have. Whereas somebody else will say, I will help you create your signature talk that will garner you corporate clients and you'll be speaking all over the world. And both of these things are very enticing, but somebody who wants to become an influencer or a fashion, someone who's into fashion who wants to become an influencer might not necessarily see the value in learning how to create a signature talk. They're looking for how to market their pictures effectively and get people to like and post them so that they can get affiliations with their top brands, right? So this is why it's very important to know what results you're looking for. If you don't know what results you're looking for, these coaches, and when I say these coaches, I say myself as well, we are masters of telling you, of not even telling you what you want to hear, selling our product. And when you hear the results of somebody's product, it can sound so good and enticing that you'll be like, I want results. But you're not paying attention to how those results will come, or if they're even aligned with the business you have and your intentions for growth. So the third consideration is, has the coach personally achieved what they are promoting? / are they an expert? And this is really important. I see a lot of people who tell you how to make 6 figures, and the only way they've made 6 figures is by selling a book to you on how to make 6 figures. That doesn't really give you any skills. And with the trend of coaching being out here and many people wanting growth and self-improvement, I think, as I said last week, when there's a pandemic or when there's a recession and there's a time where our general securities in society are really shaken at their foundation, we turn inward. This job that I've been at isn't just fired me because they don't have money anymore. So what can I do? Self-growth. I need to improve myself. I need to go back to school. I need to gain skills. I need to gain this, whatever it is, right? And with that comes the rush of people saying, ooh, you want to learn? Let me offer to teach you something in exchange for your money so I can make money. And because of that, the market gets oversaturated and the quality becomes diluted. And one of the best ways to really pay attention is to see if the coach who you're hiring has done for themselves what they're saying they're going to do for you. And if they haven't done what they said they're going to do for you, are they an expert, right? There are people who are experts in marketing, like gurus, and they can tell you exactly what you're doing wrong and help you figure out how to grow whatever you're following, your email list, through effective marketing. And they have studied marketing. But if you were to go on their social media, because they don't really advertise from there, they maybe more so advertise through their website, they might not have a lot of Instagram followers. But in that case, it's not really relevant because they have the skill. You could go on their LinkedIn and see that they have a PhD in marketing, and you're like, yes, this person does this thing, they understand it, they know what they're doing. Because there are a lot of people selling us dreams that they're still dreaming themselves. And I think with Clubhouse, especially in the inception of Clubhouse, there was a lot of rooms of people who weren't millionaires telling people how to become millionaires, and then selling them their courses on make your first $15,000 in 6 weeks. And it's like, if it was as easy as buying your course, if you wrote this course, wouldn't you already be there? So it's really important to weigh it out. Pay attention. What are you looking for, and why this person who's telling you that they can offer it to you, have they given it to themselves? Have they been able to do it? Or are they an expert? Have they studied it? Are they well equipped to handle it? And ask yourself that question, because taking a step back from all of the hype and the order my course today, it's 70% cheaper if you order in the next 7 minutes. I'm only doing this for the next 70 people, and there's 700 people here, so you want to be one of them. When you really step back and you're like, are they the person I should actually be going to for this? You'll really figure out some answers, some good and some bad. Well, actually all good, because getting information and being informed is always a good thing. Unfortunately, it might mean you have to get back to the drawing board and find someone new, but at least you saved yourself some money and time, because you would be back at the drawing board finding someone new anyway. So the fourth consideration is, do they have a process? And this is something that I'm in the middle about, but I would actually say I'm leaning more towards yes. I didn't want to include it, but then I was like, no, this needs to be included. The coach who you'll be working with, do they have a process for how they get you to where you want to be? Do they have a proprietary process? So something that they've created that they know can be duplicated over and over. So if they've had these results in their personal business and they've created a step-by-step process, or are they just the Wild Wild West? Because if there isn't a process that they're giving you that you can't find anywhere else, then you might as well be on Google and read a few marketing books if that's what you're looking for, and get it from there. What makes you stand out? What are you giving me? This is the question you guys need to ask. What are you giving me that I couldn't get anywhere else? How can you guarantee me these results when you're doing what everybody else is doing? What makes you different? What makes you stand out? What is your process? And the process could be proprietary, something that they've created themselves, or the process could be one that they've mastered through studying, that they've looked at in a different way, that they've applied and over and over again, and it showed up for them positively and reaped the rewards. But there needs to be a process. It's not just give me your business and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to fix it. How? What if I do everything you said and it still doesn't work, which is always still a chance, right? Like, that's the risk we take with everything. Nothing is 100% certain, but if there's a method, it gives you a little bit more stability and grounding. It's not just someone walking in and doing whatever they feel as they go, because you can't really track that, right? And if you can't track your results because you don't have a process, are you really a coach, or are you just kind of going with the flow and seeing what sticks? And both are good, but there's one that I probably won't put my hard-earned dollars into. The fifth consideration is, do they have a track record? Are you the first person who has ever worked with them and they're telling you to pay $10,000 because this is going to change your life? This is what we need to figure out. Do they have testimonials? Can you speak with them directly? Because sometimes garnering testimonials, especially in the beginning, can be a little bit difficult. But trust me, when you speak to someone and you ask them all the hard questions and you get out of their frequently asked questions and you really get to speak to them, you will be able to use more of your discernment to see how they're answering. Are they so salesy that they have an answer to every single question that it seems like they're rehearsed? Are they fumbling on certain questions? Are they taking a step back to really assess and think? Are they confident enough to say, no, what you're looking for, I understand it, but that's not my specialty? Are they willing to let you walk away if your needs are not aligned with what they specialize in? These are the things you need to think about, because as I said, not every coach is going to work for you, right? Because what level of business are you at and what are you looking for? So being able to see testimonials of people who have worked with a coach that you're considering to hire for your business, reading through what they've done, and then not only just reading through what they've done, but taking it offline and going to maybe their website and seeing if they have the success, seeing if the person actually exists and seeing what they're doing. This will give you a leg up because you'll really get to understand if there's honesty and truthfulness. If you're the only client they've ever had, and this is not a bad thing because we all start somewhere, I wouldn't suggest being charged like 4 or 5 figures. I wouldn't suggest paying 5 figures if you're the first person they've ever worked with. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this for people who are considering coaches in next week's episode of like how to really get testimonials and build your practice before you maybe charge or before you charge full price. But yes, do they have a track record is number 5. And number 6, the final consideration is what guarantees are they making? And the reason why I had to put this in there is because I'm seeing a lot of make 6 figures. 6 figures has become the holy grail of entrepreneurial accomplishment. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with making 6 figures. I hope to be making 6 figures very shortly. But if a coaching practice is saying, take your business from $10 to 6 figures in 6 weeks with my coaching practice, I think it's time to be a little bit realistic. It's okay for people to have lofty goals, but I also think it's important for us to be realistic. Of course, we would love our business to boom, but that is a unicorn. And realistically, many people are not unicorns because then they wouldn't be unicorns. They would just all be horses in the game, right? So if these guarantees and promises sound too good to be true and they're being offered to the masses as easily attainable, pay attention. Like creating a 6-figure business in 18 months, if you're starting from a business that already has some functions and you need some tweaking, could be very possible. And it's also very possible for you to create a 6-figure business in a year, right? But at the same time, possible and realistic and what you should bank on are not the same thing. I'm not, for one, going to pay someone who says, take my 6-week program and by week 7, you'll bag your first 7-figure deal. It's unrealistic, and right now with marketing, that's how they're trying to get everybody's attention, right? We're kind of in a recession. There's a lot of insecurity. What do people need in insecurity? They want self-growth, self-improvement. Why? So that they can make money. So if I offer you self-growth, self-improvement, and business strategies to make a large sum of money that would fix all of your problems, you'll be more likely to click in, maybe watch my webinar. And then by the time you watch my webinar, I can offer you a price that seems attainable or a payment plan that seems attainable. And before you know it, you'll be hooked, right? But I don't want you guys to make that mistake. I want you guys to make informed decisions based on knowledge. Don't get so sucked up by your heartstrings and the flashiness and the awe of these numbers and these lofty goals that you don't stop and say, is that realistic? And if it was so easy to make 6 figures in 6 weeks, wouldn't everybody be on their way to be millionaires by now? And that's the litmus test. If it was that easy, wouldn't everybody be doing it? And a lot of times these coaches who sell you that dream make their 6 figures by selling you that dream and not really offering you anything to make 6 figures with, except for maybe to sell somebody else a dream and make 6 figures like that. And that's not what we're doing here. We're trying to be honest with our work and offer value that justifies the cost that we're going to charge our clients. I would never want to work and promise someone something that I couldn't guarantee on just to make money, because that's not destiny work. That's earthly work. That's snaky and slimy work, and that's not what we're here to do. We are here to walk in our purpose and achieve our greatest potential based on our abilities and truth. And that might take a little bit more time, but with a little bit more time comes a little bit more foundation, a little bit more root, and a lot more sustainability long term. So yeah, I hope that helps you guys. These 6 considerations, as usual, will be in the show notes for you guys to go over. And with that, the words to live by for this week are do your research. I don't know if I could make it any clearer. Do your research, friends. Take your time. Something might sound so good. Do not let the fear of urgency or fear tactic marketing of buy this now or your life will never be the same. We only have a few seats left. Don't let that scare you into making an irrational decision. Take your time, because if something's truly meant for you, you will have enough time to determine that before jumping in. Anything that makes you jump in credit card first and ask questions later is probably not what you're looking for. So do your research and take your time. And if something passes you by, it's not the last one. Trust me. Whatever is meant for you will not pass you by. I believe this wholeheartedly. So take your time and really do the works, because if you're putting your money, your time, your effort, your hope into something, it needs to be worthwhile for sure. So thank you guys so much for listening. Please like, share this episode with a friend, subscribe, leave a review. Have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you next Wednesday. Bye.